So did you ever go up against a Charlie while you were flying the E? Like F-18C when you were flying the E?
Oh, golly. I'm trying to think. Not up against them. We used to help them. So I remember doing someone's mission commander check, and he was in a C and we were in E. We didn't used to fight necessarily as squadrons in that sense. We would mix and match. So so it didn't go up against them. I was always really surprised by how short their legs were. They would, if you went to the range with say 8 weapons to get rid of, the Charlie boys would be and girls would be bingoing out after 2 or 3 passes at Fallon, for example, whereas you just had more gas than you knew what to do with.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually fight against one.
What was the hardest aircraft you went up against?
Oh golly, Raptor.
Oh yeah, what was that like?
Raptor. I was very lucky. I BF'd that's right. Against Raptor, you'll hate this, mate. Hawaii was one of them. A dreadful detachment, as you can imagine.
I feel for you.
Oh, mate, and so you know this thing called the sequester, where they had to save money a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
On the day that they were going to switch off the aircon in the base gym at Lemoore. Bear in mind, Lemoore is a desert. That was big. We flew to Hawaii to do this detachment. We were going to do Raptor BFM with the Hawaiian Air National Guard, and there was an Arleigh Burke destroyer that needed us to do low-level supersonic runs at them. It was horrendous, as you can imagine. And but that was, I think, we probably surprised the Raptor guys in some ways because they didn't have the helmet and they didn't have 9X.
Yes.
But the power that thing has, it's just almost ridiculous. But that was hard work, up against a guy called Fallon, lovely young bloke. That was really hard, but I think I did okay. I then fought Raptor at Holloman in New Mexico and thoroughly got pasted around the skies. I couldn't get an inch against the guy who I flew with. Just the nose pointing authority and the power that thing's got is just obscene.
Yeah. So did you get a kill on the first time?
Yeah.
Do you ever, sometimes you see them painted on the side of the jets, did you ever do that?
No.
That would have been fun. The next one, what's the fastest you've been in the Super Hornet?
Oh golly, I think Mach 1.4-ish, and that was a bit embarrassing. I remember, well, because and I think people thought I'd done this on purpose, but I hadn't. In the middle of the exercise areas off Key West is some sort of fort. It's a World Heritage Site, and it's got this dirty greater void over it that says, the only thing you're not allowed to do is supersonic flight. And I had committed. When you're throwing weapons along range, you sort of commit high subsonic, nose up to loft the shot in and then run away supersonic essentially. And I was thinking, golly, just executed an absolute textbook attack, and I look down and I'm at 1.4 over the darned fort. And I think at low level we had a drag race down this lovely long valley in the desert called Panamint, and I topped out at about 100 feet and 660 I think we got to. It's fast. Yeah, it's fast.
Just having a casual drag race.
It's
amazing. Yeah. Last one here. So if you could pick one for one last flight, Harrier, either anyone you flew or the Super Hornet, which would it be?
It would have to be the Sea Harrier. First love.
Right.
lots wrong with it, but just for one last chance, it'd be the Sea Harrier.
One last one for me actually. So if you had to go to war in one, which one would you pick?
If you had to
go to war in one.
If your role was close air support, the Harrier, GR9. If any other reason, then the Super Hornet by a country mile.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so the last couple of ones while we wrap up. So yeah, Paul, what are you currently up to?
I currently work as a business development director for an American company called Northrop Grumman, famous for making the B-2 and the B-21.
Brilliant stuff. Online anywhere?
Yes, you can. It's waning a little bit, shall we say, but I'm Paul_Tremelling on X.
Brilliant stuff. That'll be linked in the description below. But Paul, thank you very much for coming on the show.
My absolute pleasure.